Hi, LCMSD families. This is your superintendent, Brett Geithman. Today we had a coffee chat on the very exciting STEM lab. I'm here with Anne-Marie Skaggs, our STEM teacher. This is a Spark funded program and she is going to share all about it. Thank you, Anne-Marie.
First, I just want to say thank you so much to our LCMSD families for supporting Spark and this amazing program that you're going to find out about that your students get to engage in each week. So as we start the year, I am working with kinder, first, and second graders on a weekly basis and our fifth grade students for the first trimester. We are engaging with the Project Lead the Way curriculum, which I will walk you through what it entails. Each unit begins with a story where the characters engage in a problem. This story comes back into our problem at the very end of the unit. But what leads us to that problem is some background knowledge that needs to be gained first. So each unit engages in 3 activities, which provides that background knowledge for the students, followed by a project where they are doing a combination of inquiry-based learning and that background knowledge comes back into play. Finally, they engage in a problem at the very end, which our characters had at the start of our story, and they are working to solve those characters' problem. This is a complete inquiry-based learning activity. Next, we are continually following the design process that engineers engage in, where they begin with a question, explore ideas, create models, evaluate, and then explain to others. This is a model that we talk about how engineers move forward and backward throughout it, and we're continually addressing this model throughout our units. We are starting with structure and function, exploring design in kindergarten. And each unit begins with essential questions that we're working towards answering. In kindergarten, they're learning about step-by-step process to help design a problem. They're learning about how structure of an object impacts its function, and then they're also going deep into how materials impact the structure and function of an object. Here are some pictures of our kindergartners at work building their 3 little pig houses to see if toothpicks, craft sticks, or bricks were stronger than the other when the big bad wolf comes to blow it down, which it did in our class. They will engage in an activity at the end where they will design a paintbrush using all that knowledge of structure and function, and then figuring out which materials would be best to design their paintbrush. In first grade, we're diving deep into light and sound, where there's essential questions have to do with how can light and sound affect your life, how does collaboration help you solve problems, and why is understanding cause and effect important in your life. In first grade, we have some examples of using cup phones for sound, vibrations, learning about vibrations through the stethoscopes and also through tuning forks where it will splash you if it touches water from the vibrations. And then also how color changes with filters, or light changes, I should say, with the filters. And the students will finish off their project by learning about how to communicate using sound and light if they were ever to get lost, let's say, on a hike. In second grade, we are learning about properties of matter, and their essential questions are what do you need to consider when designing a product, and how can we identify when something is or is not a solution to a problem. Some examples of the properties of matter that we're talking about are reversible and irreversible changes, such as the chocolate melting and the bread toasting, or if we were to take a spinach leaf and freeze it, has that changed the structure of the material of matter. And then they will also engage in an activity where they're learning about conductors and insulators and the materials, as far as creating a object to save the ice pop at a soccer game. Fifth grade is diving into robotics and automation, where they have dove deep into the world of robotics and how they can be used to protect the Earth's resources and environment, and how the design engineering process can be applied in daily life. They are learning all about inputs and outputs of robots using a robotic brain and a controller, sensors, color sensor, touch LED light, a bumper switch. And then they're gonna take all this knowledge to help create a robot that can take care of hazardous materials. And the future of our STEM lab is engaging back and forth between Project Lead the Way curriculum and also robotics and coding. We have our B-bots here for kinders, Ozabots for first grade, Dash and Dot for second. We've used Lego WeDo in third and Spiros in fourth, and the fifth graders get to use the Vex IQ kits. And we are so grateful for Spark to help fund this program.
Thank you so much, Anne-Marie, for sharing about this amazing STEM lab opportunity for our students, and as you mentioned, of course, funded and provided by Spark. Our students this year in grades K through 2 are in the STEM lab once per week. Students in grades 3 through 5 will have a trimester of STEM lab. They will engage in the STEM lab once per week. Again, thank you. We had an exciting coffee chat this morning, a lot of enthusiasm around this. We appreciate you watching this video and learning more about our exciting STEM lab.